Welcome to week 2 of Marriage in the Family. So you made it through week 1. Of course, I'm Donna Hurt. I'm your instructor. So the one you're kind of corresponding with a little bit. Feel free to keep asking me questions and posting on that questions for the instructor discussion board. Any question you have is great. Just anything at all. I know that the online classes can be kind of hard to navigate sometimes. So feel free to ask any little question because oftentimes somebody else has that question too. So for week 1, what you should have completed during week 1 was your discussion board to introduce yourself. Thank you for all the introductions, for sharing about your family, for sharing the pictures. I really enjoyed hearing about each of you. One of the things that most of you kind of forgot to do was to go back and to respond. I highly encourage you guys to read your syllabus. You cannot make it through this class successfully if you don't understand what's on the syllabus. Make sure you look at the syllabus so that you understand what's expected of you for the discussion boards, what kind of points you get for the discussion boards throughout the semester. And also there's a rubric there that shows you how I break down grading for that. And so there are some definite expectations for discussion boards because they're kind of a big part of it because I like the interaction between all of us. It makes it more class-like. And so you'll notice that for the discussion boards, I will post a question on Monday morning. And then there is a timeline for you to get that finished. This coming week's timeline is a little bit different because of the 4th of July holiday and because we got to try to get some of those things in and because of the format of how I'm doing it. But for the most part, your discussion boards, I'll post on Monday. You are to post by Wednesday. You are to then follow up on your peers' postings by Friday and then follow up on everything that's either been asked or commented on by Sunday night. Please see the rubric in your syllabus to understand what I'm looking for on the discussion boards if you want to receive full points. And so discussion boards are a big deal. Make sure you look at those. You also had 2 other assignments that you were supposed to complete for last week, and that was the Boundary House assignment and also the theory disposition assignment. And so what happens is almost everything is due by that Sunday night. Before the next week opens up. And typically what I'll do is try to have things graded by Monday or Tuesday because I will grade everything all together once everything is in and everybody's is in. And so that's kind of the way that that'll work. And so just remember if you have questions to be asking me what that looks like. You will have points taken off for late work. I know there are some of you that maybe didn't get things in the first week. I will be a little bit more lenient about grading for the first week only, just because I know that you're trying to get used to the format of the class and the expectations. But just know that for the most part, all of the information you need is on your syllabus, what's due, what's coming up. And then of course you had a quiz that was due as well. And so I believe if you clicked on that quiz, it does have an automatic grading and sometimes it grades kind of funny. And so I have to go back in and change grades if something is spelled wrong. So please try to spell things right. So for the most part, every week you will have readings, a quiz, probably a video, and assignments that you'll need to complete. But what I want you to notice is that there are a couple of other things that you have on your syllabus that will be due and that are a part of the grading. One of the things that you have that's due, you have 5 chapter response papers. And you can choose any 5 chapters of the 14 that are assigned over the semester, the ones that you find most interesting, the concepts that you find most interesting. All of the details about that, of course, is in your syllabus as well. Make sure you look at that because that chapter response paper, what it is it's just your thoughts, your ideas, your questions, your aha moments, things that meant something to you within that chapter. It's just you writing about it and you applying it to your life. And so you'll kind of look at that. I don't want a summary of the chapter because I know what the chapter's about. I want to know your thoughts, feelings, ideas about the chapter. So that's the chapter response papers. Like I said, there are just 5. You can complete any 5 you want over the semester. They just need to be completed the Sunday night before we start the chapter that the week's assigned. And I will go ahead and give you a breakdown of those chapters too. I'll try to post that. I'll probably try to post that in maybe the announcements so that you guys can see that and kind of remind you about this. The other thing that's going to be due is you will have a position paper due on August 2nd. And those details are also in your syllabus. And the position paper is going to be your position on corporal punishment. Corporal punishment being the physical discipline of children. And so you'll have to do some research on that, and all of the information is in your syllabus with that as well. The other thing that you will have is you'll have a final. And the way the final works is you can do a final presentation over a topic that you find interesting that we didn't really touch on real hard. So if there's something that is of interest to you or very applicable to your life right now, and you want to do a little research on it, then you can do that. Sometimes people are really interested in military families, maybe same-sex parents, just some different ideas like that. Whatever it is that's kind of interesting or something that has to do with the field that you want to work in that has to do with families, child abuse, domestic abuse, things like that. Your other option other than doing that presentation is you can do a book review. And with the book review, you're going to choose a book to be reading over these few weeks, and then you'll do a book review of that book. And there are books in the syllabus and other books listed that I just want you to choose a book that's relevant to you. Like, hey, I'm not very good at communicating, so I'm going to read this book about how to better communicate, with my partner or with my parents, or however that may look to you. And so make sure that you choose a book that's very relevant to what you want out of your life. I did put ideas in the syllabus, and there are more details about that in the syllabus, and that is part of your project. So a presentation or a book review. Okay, so for the most part, I believe that's kind of everything. What I've been doing is kind of plan to open up Module 1. You guys do Module 1 right before Module 2. Open it up, do Module 2. I will start to open up the modules a little bit sooner, like maybe on Fridays or something, so that you can get a jump start on those if you're pretty good at getting some of those things done. You do need to go ahead and go back and look at maybe some of the things that you haven't turned in yet and make sure that you're getting things turned in for points. I'm going to try to send out an email later to each one of you if maybe you're missing some work and let you know kind of what you need to work on. Anyway, so I'm going to let you go for now. This was just kind of the little intro. And do look for the love languages, because I'm getting ready to do the love languages lecture right now, and it is only going to be a couple minutes long. So I'll see you soon. Good luck, and thanks for the work you did so far. Bye.